Heyo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox podcast, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. This is the CHGO studios here in the West Loop. We are broadcasting out of Studio A. This is the CHGO White Sox podcast. It's a beat made up of me, the driver, the host, as we like to call it, the community leader, Herb Lawrence, and our beat writer, Vinnie Duber. You can follow Vinnie on Twitter at Vinnie Duber. He's been pumping out a ton of content this spring training, and we already saw his content schedule for next week, too, and we're all excited for it. So
big stuff.
Yes, make sure you become a CHGO member at allchgo.com so you can see Vinnie's premium written content on our website. And the man in the middle, Herb Lawrence, you can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah, well, you usually say hello, and I cut you
sorry.
off.
No, that was my fault.
We're still.
Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1.
And the man in the middle, Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. This is CHGO White Sox. You can follow us on Twitter at CHGO_White Sox. On today's show, we'll be talking about Yolki Cespedes. He's been tearing it up this spring training. We'll be talking about Johan Moncada and setting expectations for his 2022 season. And then some fun. It is Friday. TGIF to my mom, who usually watches. She loves a good Friday.
She watches TGIF. Good shows. Perfect Strangers, man.
Wow,
was awesome.
I was going to reference the chain restaurant. So
I thought of that too.
The generational gap is coming through here. Very good.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know Herb's reference at all.
Oh my god.
ABC back in the day, TGIF. Yeah, I believe. The only show that I remember loving from that was Muppets Tonight. Do you remember when they brought back the Muppets for Muppets Tonight? Loved Muppets Tonight.
Did they have like Twin Peaks on Friday night?
No, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers, Just the 10 of Us. Quality family watching.
I knew Family Matters, so I mean, I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
I'll give
the
you that
Oracle
one.
Show, a.k.a.
But TGIF to everybody out there. Let's jump into our icebreaker. We're talking about Yolki Cespedes. Herb, you wanted to talk about this topic. We wanted to talk about it on Wednesday. We did not. We wanted to talk about it on Thursday. We did not. But it's still a topic of discussion.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I think in my heart of hearts that Yolki Cespedes needs a couple years, maybe a year at least, in the minor leagues to be ready for the majors. But I see how the White Sox did Andrew Vaughn last year, where he in 19 was in single A and missed the whole year because of the pandemic in 20, and then came up last year. And I think he had a pretty good year for a rookie that did the jump that he did. I think Yolki is showing you, I know it's spring training, results are really, really, hit or miss, and if you're going to count those, it's really hit or miss. But he looks good so far to me, and he's had much more minor league experience than what Andrew Vaughn had at the same time. I think even just last year, if you just count minor leagues from last year, because that's the first time Yolki, I think, was stateside for minor league ball, and if you call Japanese ball minor leagues, he's had plenty more than Andrew Vaughn. But he had like 70 games last year between AA and AAA, and he performed just as well as Andrew Vaughn did in his single minor league season in 2019. So it's precedent that the White Sox have brought up a guy they believe in for the future earlier than we expect. And maybe, the right field position is now in flux. They have Andrew Vaughn, they have Sheets, they have Engel. Maybe they're thinking, this Yoelqui Céspedes, we're going to be having him anyways here. He is what we think is the future of White Sox right field. 24, 25 years old, might as well go this year. That's what I'm thinking maybe the White Sox are thinking. This is pure speculation, of course.
Yeah, and I want to get into that Vaughn-Cespedes discussion because I think it's interesting comparing their minor league stats. But, Vinny, we always hear from spring training, like, it's not really important about what you see in the games, but it's about who's being talked about. And was it seeming like Yoelqui, especially how he started off spring training, did it feel like he was getting a lot more buzz in the White Sox clubhouse because of how hot he started in spring training?
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I think that obviously they're impressed. Obviously they're happy. They like what they see. I just wouldn't go as far to say that he's a guy that can change their plans around. And I for this year specifically. And I think that obviously they signed him to the international free agent contract they gave him because they think he can be part of their future in the outfield. But I think part of the present, that's a different story. When it comes to spring training results, I tend to think they're pretty meaningless, but positive ones are positive for a reason. And I think that you look at a guy like Cespedes, who's a minor league player, he's having these moments in spring training games, surrounded by big league players. So, sometimes he'll for the last couple days and moving forward might be going up against big league pitching. That's very valuable for him, and it doesn't necessarily mean, oh man, he's tearing up the Cactus League, put him in right field for opening day, but it means maybe that he's going to be a step ahead of where he would have been in his minor league development had he not had this experience and not had these positive results. I think when we talked to Chris Getz right before minor league minicamp started, the comments on Cespedes were, last year he was good and he got a taste of Double-A. And I think that kind of said to me, oh, well, he's going to be going back there to get the whole meal kind of thing. But maybe a very good spring, a spring where he shows the White Sox more than they were expecting, that he's made some better strides than they saw in the Arizona Fall League where he had a miserable time. Maybe they say, oh, well, maybe that's the difference between starting at Double-A or starting at Triple-A, or starting at Double-A with a plan to be there for a long time versus maybe we'll give him a few weeks at Double-A and then see if he can go up to Triple-A. So I think this is positive progress for him. I don't think it all of a sudden means that he's a guy that you move everybody around for on the major league roster.
Absolutely, and let's compare those numbers, especially the minor league numbers. You say a taste of Double-A, 29 games in Double-A last year for Yoelqui Céspedes. He played a total of 74 games between Double-A, Advanced A, and the Fall League. Compared to Vaughn, Vaughn played 55 games in 2019 in the minor leagues at A, Advanced A, and at Rookie Ball. So, you could see that at least the experience level, Yoelqui even had more experience, at least because he played in Double-A, where Vaughn didn't have that. Vaughn also played in less games, but at least comparing the prospects, Vaughn was doing this at 21, and he put up an OPS of 833. Cespedes is doing this at 24, putting up an OPS of 813, and it does feel that I don't think Cespedes' game is mature enough to be ready yet. I still think he needs a full year in the minors, whether that is a taste of Double-A and then getting promoted to Triple-A or starting off in Triple-A. And I would love to see what he does in that bandbox of a field in Charlotte. He might have crazy power speed numbers. But Vaughn is such a mature hitter, and you hear Steve Stone talk about it. The balance that he has in his batting stance just leads to his ability to hit everything, and he's so composed at the plate where I don't think Cespedes has showed the level of composure that Vaughn did in the small sample that we did see in Advanced A and Lower A. So I think that the Vaughn comparison, I understand because the games are there, and Vaughn played less games, but the prospects are different because Cespedes probably could be better in the field right now, but batting-wise, he just seems so raw still. In his game.
And I think they want him to succeed, kill Double-A, because we want to bring you up, because we think you as the future. Make sure you have a place up in the majors. When you're here, you're staying. We're not going to send you back down because you're not ready type of situation. That's what I said, a whole year of kicking ass down in Double-A or Triple-A is getting his confidence right, getting him the proper amount of bats to deal with adversity, a full season. If you look at Cespedes' stats, there's not really a full 100 games that he's put together in any season. It's okay, let's see what you have done in a full type of major league schedule and be ready for the rigors of everyday baseball.
Well, and that's what we saw with Vaughn, too. Vaughn never played over 100 games. He gets thrown into last year, and then we see his back give out on August 9th, and he doesn't have an extra base hit after August 19th. So it did just seem that, that could be a huge worry for some of the guys that they might rush up to the MLB, that they might not be able to take on that full 100 games.
Yeah, and so I think when you're talking about Steve Stone, too, and there's no one really shy about saying that Andrew Vaughn is a hitter, a real good hitter. He's going to be one of the league's elite hitters. They say that immediately when he got drafted at 3rd overall, I believe, out of Cal. He was the Golden Spikes Award winner.
Yep. Yeah.
So, he's a unicorn in that regard. I was just using those numbers as comparison because maybe the White Sox think Yoelqui might be that, but, he probably needs a little bit more. I think they consider Japanese league more of a Double-A type of league, if not Single-A, where he played at for a couple of years. I'm thinking Cola. Sorry, I'm confusing him and Cola. Sorry,
and I'm pretty sure that's Triple-A. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Double-A, Triple-A.
Confusing those two. But he's played a lot of baseball. He's got the pedigree. Of course, his brother was pretty good, half brother in Yoenis Céspedes. He looks just like him too. Golly,
just a little
finish,
smaller.
Yeah, the finish, the body build. Maybe that it might be a reason why they're not going hog wild over Michael Conforto. They're we got something special here too. So just be patient. We're going to hold our water and make sure that we're not messing up and blocking a superstar that we could have next year maybe, or 2 years from now down the line by signing a Michael Conforto.
Yeah, the idea of blocking a superstar, Vinny, though, makes no sense to me because you're trying to win a World Series.
Yeah, I don't think that's what's happening.
So right now, I don't think he could be a superstar this year. So that's really a moot
not
point
this year,
for
but
me.
I'm saying
for sure. But the worry of blocking him really doesn't concern me this year.
The Yoelqui Céspedes conversation and the going out and getting a different right fielder conversation are separate conversations in my mind. I mean, Cespedes is just not that far along yet. And in that same vein of they're trying to win this year, that's why you're not going to see them throw a guy that they don't know if he's going to be the guy out there in right field. I mean, they've got guys in Vaughn and Sheets where at least in the bats, they're confident in what they can do against major league pitching over the course of a full season. I don't know if they have the answers to that with Cespedes until they see more of him in the minor leagues. So the White Sox have never been a team, as we've seen over the last few years since they started this rebuilding project. Obviously before that maybe a bit of a different story, but since the start of the rebuild, they have not rushed guys at all through the minor league system. To fans' great frustration in numerous cases. But when you look at somebody like Vaughn, I think everybody can agree after the fact that he was not rushed because he was ready to take that step. And I think that the thing that Rick Hahn always said that you kind of said in a different words is not just survive but thrive at the major league level. That's what they are looking for their young players to come up and do. And I don't think you're going to see them jump the gun on anybody, at least currently this year or in the near future, for that reason.
And looking at the profile of what Tony La Russa and what changed under Tony La Russa, one of the things was patience at the plate, drawing more walks, trying to cut down on strikeouts. And you look at Vaughn in those 55 games, he had, in the minor leagues, 30 walks and 38 strikeouts. So a really nice balance there. Where you look at Cespedes in his 74 games, 16 walks, 83 strikeouts. And you look right now, 83. And you look in spring training right now, 14 at-bats for Yoelqui, 5 strikeouts, and yes, he's hitting 357. He's also has an on-base percentage of 357 because he's not getting on base outside of hits, but has a slugging of 857. But with 5 strikeouts and 14 at-bats, where Andrew Vaughn in 11 at-bats hasn't struck out once and is hitting 455, 500, 727. So just fitting the profile of what this Sox team looks like, Cespedes just isn't there yet. And someone asked, can you still consider him a prospect? I think you can because that development still needs to happen. He is such a... he was probably the best player and has been the best player in every league that he's been in. And now coming over seas and being in the minor leagues and being in such a deep farm system where, there's 30 teams with, a Yoelqui Céspedes. Now it's pretty even, and he's still trying to make those adjustments. And, we'll see what his profile ends up being, but if he's going to be this ultra aggressive player, he might not fit into the White Sox MO. It might change too with Tony time as manager.
Yeah, I think that's more of probably an individual player by player thing. You know what I mean? Who didn't the White Sox have before 2020? They didn't have Yasmani Grandal. You know what I mean? Who didn't they have before last year? They didn't have Andrew Vaughn. Yohan Moncada has shown a pretty good on-base ability, and his career with the White Sox is relatively young compared to, how long most people have been watching the team. So
Tim doesn't walk it, but also doesn't strike out.
Exactly. And so, nobody's getting rid of Tim Anderson because he doesn't walk, right? So I think it's an individual player thing. Obviously, the White Sox would like to see more of that kind of thing, and that's why they went out and got Yasmani Grandal and why they drafted Andrew Vaughn. I don't think that aspect of Yoelqui's game, if that continues to be the case moving forward, would prevent him from reaching the major leagues or reaching the White Sox. But it's just something that maybe if he stays in the minor leagues for another year or a year plus, gets ironed out and it becomes an entirely different story.
Absolutely. And, it's going to be interesting to see how they are aggressive with Cespedes and Colas, something we'll watch over the year, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be too pertinent to the 2022 Sox. But still, we're covering the White Sox on a daily basis, so Cespedes is going to be a storyline, especially if he starts showing out in AA or AAA. It feels, though, that he will start the year in AA down in Birmingham. Let's move to our next topic. We'll talk about Johan Moncada, and I want to go to you, Vinny. Before we have some quotes to talk about Moncada. A lot of people on White Sox Twitter are down on Moncada after his 2019 OPS of 915, and he hasn't reached that same level of production. Over the past 2 years, what have you seen out of Moncada? Has he changed since that 2019 year? And now being at third base, has he come into his own? How would you describe 2022 Yohan Moncada after the 3 years that we've seen him at third base?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. 2020, you got to throw out the window. I mean, there was perhaps nobody, we heard Freddie Freeman, who ended up winning the MVP in 2020, talk about his, just kind of horrifying, to be honest, experience with COVID. And Yoan Moncada, we didn't really hear those grim details that much, but we saw the after effects on a daily basis. And I mean, I think everybody can remember that night in Cleveland when he scored from first base and he motored around and he did the job that he was asked to do, and then he's sitting in the dugout and Rick Renneria is fanning him with a towel because he could barely it looked like he could barely breathe in the dugout there. Right. And I'm sure that's hyperbole, but I'm sure there's part of it where that was the case. Like just exhaustion, and he said that he dealt with that on a daily basis throughout that season. So throw 2020 just right out the window when it comes to evaluating Yoan Moncada. 2021 we saw a much better player, obviously from a results standpoint. I think we saw a Yoan Moncada who was still not at 100%, very much not at 100%. Now, not perhaps because of the same reasons that he was not at 100% in 2020, but, just regular baseball stuff and dealing with being banged up all year. But when you're banged up all year and you've got two of your best players on the injured list for months at a time, you have a feeling you got to go to the post every day. And I think Yoan Moncada showed a lot, not just in 2020 when he played through things that were, sapping his energy on a, inning by inning basis. But last year too, where, he's got issues all over his body that are, not enough, nothing as he described them in spring, nothing crazy, you know what I mean? Nothing that would have knocked him out for the same amount of time that Eloy and Luis Robert were out for, but enough that it affected his play a little bit. And so that's something to keep in mind. I think this guy has shown that he can hit and that he can get on base. And those are and that's apart from him playing spectacular defense at third base. But when it comes to the numbers that you're seeing on the score sheet, people are upset because they didn't see the number of home runs or RBIs that they saw in 2019. I think Yoan Moncada wants to get back to those numbers. I think he's capable of getting back to those numbers. We got to see what he does. The good thing for him is in 2019, everybody went, oh, God, this guy could be an MVP. This guy could carry this team. Well, he doesn't need to carry this team. Right. He's got an MVP next to him in Jose Abreu. Eloy and Luis Robert at full health should be, two of the 3 or 4 best hitters in that lineup. You throw Yasmani Grandal in there and Tim Anderson, who are excellent. Yoan Moncada doesn't need to be an MVP, in my opinion, and I think that that's great. Is he capable of doing it? Yeah, but let's see what those numbers look like. I think he is the best thing you can ask for Yoan Moncada if you're the White Sox is to be a regularly contributing member of that offense. Obviously, guys go through slumps, and we saw it with him last year. Guys go through stretches in the year that aren't great. Guys go through stretches in the year where they're real hot, and we saw him with a huge hitting streak last year. But the thing that he needs to do is be as effective a member of that lineup as he can possibly be and somebody who's contributing on a regular basis, because just doing that, not necessarily putting up MVP numbers, but just being a guy that can be counted on to deliver a big hit or to get on base ahead of somebody else, makes a championship caliber team.
Well, and I was wondering too, did he ever speak about, hey, Luis Roberts out, Eloy's out, I might not be 100%, this would be an IL stint for me regularly, but I got to keep the offense afloat.
Herb, what a setup. We've got the quote there this is from last June. He told us this in Houston during that wonderful 4-day stretch in Houston. But yeah, here's Yoan Moncada. He was being bothered by some issues, physical issues, but he said, the team needs me. My teammates need me. We're a team. Even though I'm not feeling good, the easy response would be, I don't want to play. But no, I want to play. I want to help this team. I want to help my teammates to win games, and that's why I have to find a way to get through this. I have to keep grinding and doing the best I can to help this team no matter what, if I'm feeling 100% or not. But I know that even though I'm not 100%, I can still help this team do better and to win games. And listen, I think, a guy who a lot of fans have commented on, the body language, on some of the way that he quote unquote acts on the field, or they perceive him acting on the field. I think a quote like that should kind of put that stuff to bed. And obviously that was through team interpreter Billy Russo, so we'll give the credit there. But yeah, that's the kind of thing I think if you're a fan, you want to hear. It's probably unfortunate that he had to say it because of the physical condition that he was in last year. But to have somebody that's willing to do that, I think that's what you want to hear.
Well, and Herb, still, like 144 games last year played for Yohan Moncada. Hear the quote right there. That's second in the team. He was still a valuable piece because he was out there. Like, I wouldn't want to see Danny Mendick playing third base. I wouldn't want to see Leury Garcia playing third base because Yohan needs to be out. And the fact that he did have that 19-game hitting streak, a 28-game hitting streak, or 28-game on base streak, he was so valuable day in, day out, providing consistent defense. And while the bat and power weren't there, you're getting 144 games from a top third baseman in the league.
Top five, right?
I don't think he's top five.
Top five in the American League? F4? I think
I probably
with his
by
defense
F4
alone, I think
Let me look it up.
he is a guy that can carry you at third base. Like, I think White Sox fans are mad that the progression hasn't happened. Like, okay, 2019, MVP Moncada, man, I can't wait till 2020. Okay, we give him the excuse of he had COVID, and that's 100%. I would give him an excuse for 2020 and 2021. We don't know about this. We don't know about this disease, and it hits people different. Freddie Freeman went through some hell and then came on the other side great. Same thing, and maybe Michael Conforto, we talked about, did not have a good year last year, partly because of COVID, partly because of other injuries. These things we don't know yet. And so, yes, the progression of power hasn't happened yet. But that's the only thing I have gripes with Yohan Moncada. The hitter is there.
Well, and the crazy thing too, and sorry, like you look at the top 10 WAR Fangraphs WAR leader for third base, and you brought it up that he's top 10, and I even push back on that. He has, out of the top 10, he has the second or the lowest amount of games played with 144 in the top 10. He's third in WAR, so he'd be the third best AL third baseman in WAR and third best just by WAR. Based on 2020 alone, in a season where he wasn't 100%.
2021.
2021, yes. In 2021, a season where he wasn't 100%, still third in MLB and in F4.
It's just like they're holding him, the people who are mad with Yohan Moncada are holding him to a ridiculous standard. Yes, we want him to be the guy, the outsized version of himself right now. But can we just get the 60% percentile Yohan Moncada? That's still a top 5 third baseman.
Right.
I just don't understand the gripes. It's gripes just to be griping. Yohan Moncada is fine. If he turns the power bat on, he'll be elite. That's all we're griping about on Sox Twitter, and I just don't understand why people are just so on his ass about it. Like, let the kid be a kid. He's on what, 26, 27?
Right. And I got a point on that.
Young.
It seems like you got something.
Yeah, I was just going to say too. Like, I think there are so many things that are talked about for a reason. We don't know what Josh Harrison's production is going to be at second base. What does that mean for the White Sox? And does it mean that they can have a lineup that doesn't have a hole in it, depending on what he does? Who's going to play right field? Who's going to be the everyday DH? How is that rotation going to work out? We don't know. And so do you know that Yohan Moncada is capable of having that power? Do you know that he's capable of getting on base really well? Do you know that he's capable of being a good hitter? Yeah, yes. You do. And so I think that it might not play out the way that you think. That's baseball. Yes. But we'll see. I think there's no big question mark over his capability, I think. And I think that's an important thing. I would also say this. If Yohan Moncada is the 6th best hitter on the White Sox, are they still capable of winning the World Series?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, they're winning the World Series. He's the 6th best hitter on the White Sox.
I mean, he might be the 6th best hitter on the White Sox today, right?
That's awesome.
Should we have a draft?
God, that's awesome.
Abreu, Anderson, Grandal, Jimenez, Robert. That's 5.
I would take Moncada over Jimenez just because he has a larger sample. Because you could even look back.
Well, what a good problem to have, right?
Absolutely. Where would Michael Conforto fit? Is my first question.
7.
But like you mentioned too about like even Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah.
But you mentioned like the narratives around him and people talking about his body language. And there's even a quote here, Steven, from Justin up here. You can't be looking for ball 4 in 3-1 counts. Yohan Moncada in 3-1 counts last year had an OPS over 1,200. That guy is an effective player.
That comment is 2018.
Yes.
And that's a long time ago. That's a very different Yohan Moncada. Because listen, I watched every strikeout that he had, and there were quite a bit of them in 2018. And you could tell that come 2019, he had put that behind him completely because he went to the Tim Anderson school of being aggressive, and it paid off big time.
And to follow up on that, he's 27. What's his ceiling at his age? You look at the guy that he was compared to as a number one prospect. It was Robinson Cano. Obviously, he's had a position change at that point, but you look at Cano. They have a very similar career path. Cano started at 22. Moncada started at 22, and through Cano's first 6 years, he was 307, 339, 480, and wasn't this monster second baseman as he was. Moncada, 261, 346, 439. Like, he hasn't been there yet, but the fact that he's gone through a COVID season, an injury-battled season, now making it to 27, if he's healthy, he's gone through so much of his major league career that he can now put it all together. Like, I think that now you always talk about guys entering their prime at 27. Like, this might be the perfect culmination of health and experience coming together for Moncada.
And I'll say this too. Nobody thinks that this is the best that he can be.
No.
You know what I mean? Nobody's out there saying, like, you should be happy with this Yoan Moncada, because the White Sox believe he can be so much better. Jose Abreu, his locker buddy, his mentor, said at spring training he can be way better than he was last year. And that's the year when he was an effective, successful player. So yeah, there are definitely things to nitpick, and definitely if people want to say I'm reserving entire judgment until he does it on a regular basis, that's fine. That's the way you can look at things. But in terms of, is he capable of better, and should you expect more from him? Absolutely, because he expects more from himself.
I just think the same. Like, he is going to have what people are going to call a breakout season, but it's coming. It's the prophecies are written. The man plays like we're talking over there. If we have health between him, Eloy, and Luis Robert, there's no question the numbers are going to put up. No question at all. Health is the utmost thing that they need to have. Once they are healthy and play 162 games or a little less than that, there's no doubt you're going to see the best of Yoan Moncada to come.
If that's the prophecy, you should bet on it. And the best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. Hey, if it's written in stone, if you had the Sports Almanac, why not use it? If you do that right now, you'll get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. But that's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you want to check out Vinny's premium written web content, this is the deal for you. Use code CHGO when you sign up. And again, you will get $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making a $50 or more first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we will help you out. If you're watching college basketball tonight, you can take advantage of their new feature, live college basketball same-game parlays. And my favorite feature of the PointsBet app is their ability to boost your odds. They want to help you win more money. If you like your odds at plus 134, you can boost them up to 175. You can increase the money that you're going to make. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. And plus, during PointsBet's Match Madness, all users can earn up to $100 in free bets. During each round, just place a $50 pregame wager and get a free $20 live bet to be used for that round. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I like what you did there.
Wow. That was a manual speed up right there. How many times do you have to practice that?
I just right now. I've gotten more comfortable with the number. So now that I've gotten the number down, gambling problem is easy to say fast.
Gotcha.
And now I just got to make sure I don't screw up the number. And now I have to also tell you about CHGO. We're broadcasting live from the CHGO studios here in the West Loop. You'll get your podcast, live shows, and post-game shows all for free from CHGO. But if you want to become a member, you want to join our community, go to allchgo.com. If you become a member, you'll be able to gain access to our member-only Discord. We call it the CHGO Lounge. You can hang out with all of us CHGO personalities in there and all of our members, chat about the White Sox, the Cubs, the Red Stars, the Sky, the Bulls, the Bears. It's a fun time. And if you become a member, you get a free shirt when you sign up. It's dope merch for all teams, as Luke Stuckmeyer says. And if you become a member, you get that easy access to the premium written content from members like Vinnie Duber or Ryan Herrera on the Cubs beat or Will Gottlieb on the Bulls beat. You get full access to all of our written content. So what are you waiting for? Go sign up to be a member at allchgo.com. All right, boys, it's a Friday. We've gone through 4 shows now.
Yep.
It's time to take it a little bit easier. We're going to try to have some fun now. We're going to do some White Sox trivia. I try not to make these too hard, but the idea is if you get one right, you get a point. First one to 5 wins. Winner gets to go to the final boss. You don't win anything if you get it right. You don't win anything if you get 6 points in the final boss. We're just trying to have fun. But we have 4 different categories. We're going to reveal the categories now, but why don't you pick a number 1 through 10, Herb?
7.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So you're going to go first.
This is already rigged.
If you want to pick a category, we have White Sox killers, remember some guys, retired numbers, or history. Say that in Hawk, saying it. History.
Really perfect game. Let's go with the White Sox killers.
Okay,
Great
Vinny,
song, great group.
you get to pick the team: Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit, or Kansas City.
I get to pick the team?
Yeah, for Herb.
For Herb?
Yeah.
Ooh, for Herb, I will go with Detroit.
Okay. Hi.
This
Detroit Tiger in 122 career games against the White Sox had an OPS over 870. His career OPS was 752. 20 of his 93 career home runs came against the White Sox. Who am I?
I mean, we talked about this the other day, so it's easy. And there's only one White Sox killer, Ryan Rayburn.
Hey, Steven, do you have the ding? Hey, ding. Herb's got a point. All right, let's stay.
Ryan Rayburn could come up a couple times in this one.
He won't. I'll promise you he won't.
He was an Indian, I believe.
Yeah, well, we only counted his Detroit numbers for this one. All right, Herb, pick a White Sox killer for Vinny. You can either pick Cleveland, Minnesota, or Kansas City.
I'm going to go with the Royals.
All right, Royals. Hi.
Hey.
I led the Royals in all-time home runs versus the White Sox with 29. From 1995 to 2007, I had over 55 extra base hits versus the Southsiders, finishing with a career OPS versus the Sox over 930. Who am I, Vinny?
I think I've got to go with Mike Sweeney.
Ding. Yeah. 1-1.
All
Good
right.
job. It's just, see, I didn't make it too easy.
All right.
I didn't make it too hard. You know,
exactly.
It's not too bad. Kevin's watching. Now he's get to do some trivia, so that's exciting. Let's finish out White Sox killers here. Vinny, since you didn't get to go first, do you want the Cleveland team or do you want the Minnesota team?
I get to pick Cleveland or Minnesota. Give me Minnesota.
Okay, Herb, we're going to start with you. Cleveland, the Guardians. Hi.
Hello.
Over my 8 years in Cleveland, I've terrorized the White Sox. In 124 games, I've had an OPS over 900. Facing them has helped me finish in the top 10 of MVP voting in the AL 4 times in my career. Who am I?
Jose Ramirez.
Ding. I didn't make these hard enough.
Boy, I blew that one. I would have gotten that one.
2-1. Herb leads.
Still
Minnesota.
think about that walk-off home run.
Which one? Was there more than one?
It was in Cleveland, of course. I forgot.
2020, right?
Who we hit it off of. It was the White Sox were winning that game, and then
Ruiz? Hit it off of Ruiz?
It seems like Ruiz.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I feel like in 2021, too, there was like a 7th inning or an 8th inning that he came up, hit a double, and tied the game up.
He feasts against everybody. He's really good.
He is really good. That's why he finished in the top 10 4 different times, just because he's also really good against every other White Sox team. But specifically, very good against the White Sox. All right, Vinny, Minnesota Twins. Hi. In 83 career games, 83 as a Twin, I had 21 games with a home run against the White Sox from 2004 to 2014. My 895 OPS against the Sox is 100 points higher than my career OPS. Who am I?
Oh, boy.
I feel like Herb knows this one.
I think
He
do.
does. See, I told you I blew this one. Lou Ford?
No, not Lou Ford. I honestly don't know who that is.
And shout out to Tanny, Chris Tannehill, who used to just put up a blank sheet of paper and it's like, this is the White Sox scoring report against Jason Kubel.
Yes,
Jason
Jason Kubel.
Oh,
Jason
man.
Kubel destroyed the
There it is.
Chicago White Sox, and Herb takes the 3-1 lead. First, now that Herb is up, I would probably bet on Herb to win this. And if you enjoy CHGO, one way to help us continue to grow is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. Not only, no, it's not on there. There's no bets on there. Okay. We could probably name a bet like Herb to beat Vinny, but I have rules to get Vinny back.
You're probably not getting very good odds on that one.
Literally only White Sox trivia.
Yes,
That's it.
only White Sox trivia.
Everything else, I'm out.
Not only are you going to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000, but if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you out. And in case you missed it, online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can actually download the PointsBet app right now as Kevin break something, and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook, easier than ever, so you can start living your bet life in seconds. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
And by the way, this is not Coors Light. It's just water.
Oh, good.
Not
Good
a commentary on Coors Light either.
I was about to make that joke.
Vinny, you get the choice
Yeah.
of the next
category.
topic. Yes. Do you want remember some guys, retired numbers, or history?
I definitely want to remember some guys.
Okay. All right. Remember some guys. Herb, choose a number 1 through 4.
Going with 3.
Okay. Hi, Vinny. I was the pitcher who was on the mound when 2 of my infielders mishandled the potential last out of a game in 2013. This error led to an announcer exclaiming, "And we found another way." Who am I?
And we have found yet another way. Addison Reed.
Dang.
Name.
3-2. I made these way too easy.
Not have got that one.
You wouldn't have gotten that one?
No, I forgot.
Oh, that's an all-timer from Hawk.
Was it? I remember the
It was,
play.
Mets, White Sox,
Was
bottom
it-
of the ninth
was it
inning. Daniel
Gordon
Murphy
Beckham?
out. Yeah, Gordon Beckham and
Connor
Gillespie.
Gillespie, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Crazy thing, Justin Lee in the chat actually said Addison Reed before that question was even asked.
Nice.
Prescient.
Good job, Justin. That's good futuristic nature right there. It's what's it called? Seeing into the future. ESP? Is that ESP? Being able to see
I
in the
guess so,
future?
yeah.
Whatever. All right, Vinny, pick a number.
Miss Cleo.
1, 2, or 4.
Call me now. 2.
All right, Herb.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
In my 205, in my over 205, in my, I wrote this the wrong way. I apologize. In over 250 career games with the White Sox, I played 8 different positions over a 4-year span from 2009 to 2012. In 2011, I hit a surprising 13 of my 19 career home runs in one season. Who am I?
Jesus. God, I should know this. What years were they again? Sorry.
Yep, I'll reread it.
Okay.
In over my 250 career games with the White Sox, I played 8 different positions over a 4-year span from 2009 to 2012. In 2011, I hit a surprising 13 home runs in a season, 19 I had in my career. Who am I? So 13 of his 19 home runs came in 2011.
Oh, son of a bitch. I don't know. I'm just going to guess, and I know it's wrong. People are going to get on me. Damn it. Alejandro De Aza.
Okay.
No.
I've got to guess.
Well, can we tell Herbie's wrong first?
I mean, you can always tell me that.
Herb, you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
There's no drop. There's no Steven.
There's no like bummer sound. All right.
He wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry,
For the
Steven.
steal, Vinnie Duber.
There.
Hey, there you go.
Hold on. You might have to bust it out again. Thriller Bridge?
Thriller Bridge. Ding. Tie game 3-3.
I forgot about
Here
the
we
Crusher.
go.
Like, man, get that right.
Not
Thriller
the
Bridge.
Crusher.
All right.
Brett Lillibridge. Oh, I loved him.
Herb, do you want
250 games. Wow. All right.
do you want 1 or 4?
Give me one.
Okay. Vinny, you're up first.
All right.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm the tallest pitcher in White Sox history. My career low light came on May 2nd, 2002, when I pitched 1/3 of an inning, allowing 2 first inning home runs to Mike Cameron and Brett Boone. Who am I?
John Roush.
Ding. 4-3.
Boom.
John Rouch.
I was at that game.
You were?
Yeah, Mike Cameron had 4 home runs that
Mike
game.
Cameron was a stud.
And, Brett Boone and Mike Cameron had back-to-back home runs in the first 2 innings, I
yes.
believe.
Yeah.
Mike Cameron, who's the most recent person to do that?
Hit
4
4 home runs
Yes.
in the game?
Ooh, JD Martinez, I think, in 2017.
Oh, okay.
Or 2018. He was a Diamondback against the Dodgers, but I could be wrong.
I think Jim Parquet came in and relieved him and gave up more home runs. But he wasn't on steroids, though.
I'll look up 4 home
Allegedly.
run games and get the right number for you. But I think it's JD Martinez. All right.
I want to say Scooter Jeanette might have. Is that
Scooter
right?
did, but I think
my
that
God,
and that was
he
at
did.
it was at what's it called?
my God,
The
Scooter
Great
Jeanette.
American Ballpark.
Yeah.
But that
would that
was
count?
that was June 6, 2017. JD did it September 4th, 2017.
Wow. Okay. There
So
we go.
the last ones since 2010, Scooter Jeanette, JD Martinez, and Josh Hamilton. One of those names is not like the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mike Cameron and Carlos Delgado are the ones in recent venture in AL history.
All right.
So let's go to Herb's question now.
Correct.
It's 4-3. Vinny has the lead. Again, first one to 5 wins. I haven't figured out what happens if you guys get to 5 in the same amount.
Simultaneously,
Yeah,
yeah.
the same amount of
both winners.
questions. Hi, Herb.
Hello.
In 2000, I was selected 12th overall in the MLB draft by the Chicago White Sox. I made my debut with the team in September 2nd, 2002. My career highlight came on August 30th, 2004, when I hit a 504-foot home run onto the right field concourse. Who am I?
You are Joseph Borchert.
Ding. Also, my favorite part about doing the research for this, they list Joe Borchard as a righty. He's a lefty. He pulled the ball 504 feet onto the right field concourse, and I have no idea why Baseball Reference lists him as a righty thrower and hitter.
And by the way, I think that the longest home run was hit by Eric Chavez off of Gary Glover earlier that year or the year before. They don't want to have it to a opposing player, but because he hit it in the same exact spot that Joe Borchard hit it.
There's a one thing from the Seattle Time. AL notes: Chavez Rockets creates buzz at Comiskey. I'll have to try to figure that one.
Just absolutely.
He didn't look.
We have a comment that says Borchard was a switch hitter.
Was he?
Is that possible?
That might.
He was a
make
terrible
sense.
hitter. I don't know about switch hitting.
Oh, I just read it wrong. Yeah, it says bats both. So I'm
you go.
just bad at reading. So thank you to Connor Smith.
You're so lucky
for
that you
correcting
didn't
my
get the Joe Borchard years.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I would have liked to watch Joe Borchard
No,
play.
you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. He was a better football player.
This is from the Seattle Times. He didn't look. Eric Chavez knew it was a home run, so he reacted as he normally does, trotting around the bases, but everyone else gasped. I got to try to find that one. Art House said, I can't see that far anymore. Let's continue White Sox trivia. We're tied 4-4. All right, Herb, you get to pick the category here. Do you want history or do you want retired numbers?
Retired numbers because it's easy.
All right.
Because they're all on the wall.
Well, you're going to have to guess the number and the player. So
he's coming at you with some first half of the of the 20th century.
You're not going to go to like guys who are okay. Never mind. I'm not going to say your names.
Pick a number 1 through 3.
3.
All right. Hi.
Hello.
Steve Carlton has the most pickoffs in MLB history with 146. He's also the career leader in balks with 90. This White Sox pitcher is second in MLB history with 100 pickoffs, but only had 16 balks in his career. Who am I?
Mark Burley.
What's his number?
56.
Congratulations. That one was easy. All right, 5-4. Vinny, if you don't get this one, I think Herb wins.
It's all over.
We might just finish the round too because we have enough time to get in all these questions. So, do you want 1 or 2, Vinny?
1.
All right. Hi. Totaling 77 WAR over a 20-year career, I'm currently the White Sox career leader in games played. Who am I, and what is my number?
The White Sox career leader in games played. 20 years all 20 years on the south side. You're not going to specify, are you?
No, all years on the south side.
Okay. I will say. Boy.
Take your time.
Yeah.
No rush.
Well, eventually they'll have to be a rush.
Well, we don't have a timer. There's no do.
White Sox all-time leader in games played.
Yes,
That's
for a position player, which I don't
right?
think a pitcher would.
I would have. Well, no, he didn't.
He played all 20 years with the Chicago White Sox.
Okay, then it's not that person.
Yeah, it's not him.
Were you thinking Harold?
I was thinking Minnie. But I will say that the answer is, I don't know, Luke Appling. Is that right?
What's his number? What's the retired number for Luke Appling? He wore a couple.
Boy, Luke Appling's retired number, huh? I didn't
sorry.
think I was going to have to know this today when I walked in. It's a single digit.
Yep. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
One of his numbers was worn by Juan Uribe, and one of his numbers was worn by Bo Jackson. So the other one he wore is the retired number.
So you're giving you're taking away 5 and 8. Jerk.
Okay, all right.
What a jerk.
It's my bad. He still doesn't know
6.
it. No, incorrect. I don't know what to do. 4.
And Luke Appling was the correct answer?
Yes, Luke Appling was the correct answer. I feel bad.
I was gonna go with-
He's pre-war.
Yeah. No one knows. They barely wore numbers back then.
I got Luke Appling.
Yeah.
That's
How many people watching this even
right.
know who Luke
All right.
Appling is?
I was going to go with Nelson Fox. I was going to Nelly Fox.
Nelly Fox?
And 2. I got the number.
So would you give it to your opponent?
I give it to him.
Give me a half. Give me a half.
We're tied. No,
Because we're going all the way, right, on these
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah, but he also had Mark Burley. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
and the other guy isn't like Luke Appling. He's another easy number to get. Herb, do you want to finish out retired numbers or do you want to try history?
Let's finish it out.
All right, going 5-5 right now. Going into the final question in
That's easy,
retired
so
numbers.
I'm going to take it.
Hi.
Hey.
While I have not totaled the most amount of games played at my position for the Sox, I am the only player of my position with my number retired by the Sox. I'm also the only player who has a number retired by the Sox and have a retired number in a different city. Who am I?
Should know this. This should be really easy. I'm going to go with, so it's only position the White Sox retired. So that takes out both Harold and Frank
And Paulie.
and Paul. 35, 70. Oh, it's easy. Jesus Christ. It was right there. It's Pudge Fisk.
It's
72.
Pudge Fisk, correct. 72, having his number retired by the Red Sox and
so
the White
bad.
Sox. Ray Schalk, the all-time career leader for career games played as a catcher. Hall of Famer, but not retired. Jersey not retired because they weren't wearing numbers, apparently.
Is that why?
No, that's what Herb said.
Oh.
No, no, no.
Herb said they
I'm
weren't
joking.
wearing numbers.
I'm
Luke
joking.
Appling wasn't wearing
I
numbers.
was joking.
I know. It was
but
funny.
I think Ray Schalk wasn't he part of the 1919
Yeah.
team, so...
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why.
that
There
team's
you go.
maligned.
Gotcha.
6-5 going into the final category. Vinny,
Yeah.
you're up. Do you
This
want
is
one?
history, right?
This is history. So this is White Sox
Yes.
history. This is setting either a team record or an MLB record.
Okay.
So
All right.
do you want 1, 2, or 3?
3.
All right. This one has one answer. It's not a player,
Okay.
but 2 players did this. Hi, these 2 Sox teammates, Paul Konerko and Jermaine Dye, in 2009 hit back-to-back milestone home runs in Comerica Park off Tiger pitcher Zach Miner. It's the first time teammates in hit century milestone home runs. What number is that milestone? That makes sense? Did I read that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's one of 2. It's either 300 or 400.
That's correct. Do 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 do.
I'll say hello to Alex Ruda.
No.
Hey Alex. Hey Little Yump. Hey Connor. Hey Carrie.
Fred.
I'll say
Hey Carrie. Hey Fred. Yeah, Fred. Brandon's usually in here.
4.
That's a second wrong answer we've gotten in this one. Herb, I think you're going to take the
Mercy.
lead here.
That's it.
Yeah.
300.
I do remember. It was great. Great
300.
call by Hawk Harrelson.
Yep, April 13th, 2009. JD was first, hit 300, and then Paul Konerko followed it up with number 300. All right, Herb, you want 1 or 2?
2.
Hi.
Hello.
The Chicago White Sox, and this, of course, you picked this one. Hi, the Chicago White Sox have the second most no-hitters thrown in MLB history with 20. In 2012, my no-hitter / perfect game tied the Red Sox White Sox at 18 no-hitters, and my no-hitter in 2020 led the White Sox to surpassing the Red Sox for second place in no-hitters. Who are the 2 players?
2012, you said?
2012 and 2020. That made it. The 2012 one tied the White Sox and Red Sox at 18. The 2020 one surpassed the Sox with second. The Dodgers have the most all time with 26.
2012, I got to say, was April 21st, I believe, 2012.
It's just showing off.
Philip Bumber
Correct. Where did he pitch it?
in U.S. Cellular Field, of course, at the Safeco Field. And
nervous?
then the 2021 was, of course, Lucas Giolito
Ding.
versus the Pittsburgh Pirate
There we go.
at actual U.S. Cellular Field.
Yeah, it's 7-5. Herb has the
No,
lead.
in guaranteed rate field.
Rest in peace, Ed Farmer. I could actually point to the sky and say, rest in peace, Ed Farmer. I've been
Point.
killing people who haven't been dead this
Sky
week.
Point John
I think
Fogerty.
I killed you this week when you were in
Did you
in
really?
flight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
because
Yeah.
I was like, Vinny's going to be rolling in his grave because I was staying in a room that had records on the back that had nothing on it. It's like,
He also said, I'm here in the Motor City,
I did.
which was my favorite
Okay.
part.
All right.
Herb thought he was in Detroit for a second. Vinny, this is the last question. You can't tie it, unfortunately.
It's over. So we're just
put a bunch of points on it
let's just
Gotcha.
and see
put
what
a
it
bu-
is.
All right, well, let's just
Put all the points on it.
All right. Well, this is for the
Herb's
tie.
double or nothing in this one.
How about this? This is for the tie.
And then
if
the
you
boss
both get
question,
it, the
yeah.
first one on the boss question
Okay.
wins trivia. The first ever
Gotcha.
edition of CHGO White Sox Trivia presented by PointsBet. Use code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Hi. In 2008, I broke the team record for most Grand Slams in a season when I hit my 4th on September 29th in a game against Detroit. Who am I?
2008?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Remember the category is history.
That's a really good.
That's a good hint.
That's a really great.
It's
hint.
Alexei, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
Yep.
Damn it. Damn it.
It's a really good. hint. Alexei.
Yeah, Alexei broke the. I shouldn't have given it a hit on such an important one.
Yeah, that was too
Do you
good
know
of a
who you
hint.
hit that last one off of?
I do because I'm looking at his Wikipedia page
Okay,
right now.
let's see.
Say it.
Wasn't it Freddie Garcia?
No, it was Gary Glover, the guy that you mentioned in the Eric
brought
Chavez
up
thing.
earlier.
That was the game Freddie was dealing and killing the White Sox, and then he's like, I'm sick, and went out. And then Gary Glover came in, and
Rock and Roll Part
sang
2.
Rock and Roll Part 2 and gave up that grand slam.
I don't remember Freddie Garcia being a Tiger.
He was a Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
That was that last.
Really?
Yeah. He was dealing versus the White Sox, and then got sick or the flu and had to leave the game in the
Damn.
middle of the game. And then the White Sox came back and won that game.
Yeah, he set a rookie record with his 4th Grand Slam of the season. Obviously, that led to the White Sox getting to game 163. But it said Armando Galarraga started that one.
I thought it was Freddie.
I'm trying to find the.
Check it again.
I got the game recap. Freddie Garcia, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks.
Out there,
Sweaty Freddie. Thank you. And Gary, and give me one for Gary Glover too.
Bonus point.
And Gary Glitter too.
Yeah,
No.
Hey?
No. He does not deserve that.
No, but we're tied now going into the final boss here. We got 8 minutes left, so I don't know what we're going to do once we get this final boss. But this one I feel like is a little bit too much written towards Vinny. But the first one to answer after I name this, you don't have to give me the number. You just have to give me the gist of one of these. Name one of the grinder rules.
Win or die trying.
Damn it.
Ding. Vinny wins. The comeback happens. And I lose all of my money on PointsBet because I believed in Herb. That wasn't too hard, right?
No, it was really easy. Slam dunks right there.
How much harder could I have gone? Could I have gone Ben Davis? Who was the pitcher included, or who was the catcher included in the Freddie Davis
Well, we
case?
just looked that up.
Yeah. You guys were able to get that one, though, so.
Yeah. Wow, what a comeback.
That was.
Congratulations. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel rejuvenated.
Should we interview Vinny like this is a post-game,
Win or die,
what was the feeling out there going out and getting the win, coming back from behind against
You were underdog big time in that one.
The thing is that when you said grinder rules, my first reaction was don't say win or die trying. That's too easy. I should have come up with a different one.
Can you name another
I'm
one?
about to say, is there another one? That's the only one I know.
No, there's a lot
Well,
of
we
them.
just looked at a couple the other day.
Vinny archived them, thankfully. MLB.com has gotten rid of the grinder rules, but Vinny has archived them on NBC Sports
Some
Chicago.
of them were just hilarious. Some of them aged poorly, too.
Grinder rule number 1, win or die trying.
Yeah.
Grinder rule number 5, every pitch is a full count. Every inning, the 9th. Every game, 7th. Don't tell your mean that because he'll swing it. Okay. Grinder rule number 7, grinder ball requires speed, defense, and discipline, and immigration.
Yeah.
What?
Because on the poster, it was like on the poster, it's like a Gucci and Uribe and
Jesus, you caught me off guard there. What the hell is going on?
The 2005 White Sox won the World Series with a multicultural crew. Orlando Hernandez is from Cuba. Freddie Garcia is from Venezuela. Tadahito Oguchi is from Japan. Juan Uribe is from the Dominican Republic. There you go. That was, we didn't write these. The White Sox did. Grinder rule number 17. Never be satisfied with what you have achieved. It pales in comparison to what you can achieve.
There have to be funnier ones than these.
I'm just going through all of them.
Okay.
Does this apply to the White Sox now?
I mean,
someone wrote a story, obviously, a couple of years ago saying that they did, but yeah.
Grinder rule 19, a reputation is not built on what you're going to do. Does that stand out for the 2022 White Sox?
It's not built on what you're going to do?
Yeah. A reputation is
prove
not
it.
built on what you're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tim Anderson saying, fuck it, we're the best team in the American League. That is not a grinder rule.
That's that right there. That's one of the grinder rules.
There's
Absolutely.
no crying in baseball unless you get champagne in your eyes.
Yep,
Which is,
that's,
that one's
I remember that
Brandon.
one.
When attending a Chicago White Sox game, don't blink.
Yeah.
Which,
Good luck.
yeah.
It's 4 hours
good luck.
long, but yeah.
And especially when Liam Hendricks comes out, like the flashing lights. Like
I mean-
that gets me to blink.
Remember, they didn't have the netting that we have now, so you can actually blink. You can take some time, read your phone. You're not going to get hit by the baseball this year.
Play like there are no rules, like gravity, for instance, which you said is Adam Engel's favorite grinder rule.
Ooh, Adam Engel's favorite grinder rule. Could you tell this was written during the pandemic in 2020?
You can't spell win without a few Ks. W-I-N does not have a K. Never underestimate the power of power, which I guess the 2020 White Sox took advantage of. There's more to baseball than peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Respect the past. People are shoeless and anyone named Joe. What?
Respect the past.
People that are
People
shoeless.
that are
and
shoeless.
Anyone named
and
Joe.
anyone named Joe.
Are you
Shoeless
guys
Joe Jackson?
disrespecting Joes?
No,
I understand shoeless Joe
that's
Jackson.
right. Yes,
yeah, but also like shoeless Joe Jackson, they disrespect him all the time by not retiring his
not the
number.
White Sox.
He's one of the White Sox best player of all time.
think the White
you
Sox
disrespect
can't.
him as a franchise.
I don't think the White Sox can. I think he's banned for life, which is dead now, so he should be allowed to be celebrated.
So respect the past. We won't say shoeless Joe Jackson. We'll just allude to shoeless Joe Jackson.
He's in the whole startup of the game when they do the old videos and such. Shoeless Joe's in there.
This one's good for Michael Kopech. There are no starting pitchers, only finishing pitchers.
That's
good for Liam Hendricks
that
is what it is, but yeah.
dated right there.
Never throw back a home run ball, even if it's from the other team. You guys down with throwing back
That's
balls?
a shot at the Cubs.
Or is that yeah, that's a shot at the Cubs.
Yeah.
Also, that's just an MLB ground
I just
rule.
think it's
Well, right. That's the thing that I always say is that people throw the ball back, and that at Wrigley it doesn't get you kicked out, but at every other stadium it does get you kicked out.
Yeah, it's like the Blackhawks doing the anthem. You yell at the anthem.
Yeah, but that's not against the rules.
No, but I'm saying, but that's like a Blackhawk specific thing, and Cubs throwing the ball back is a Cubs specific thing. Do it at Comiskey or guaranteed rate, you should get booed. It's not your thing. It's not your tradition. It's a Cubs tradition. I think it's dumb. Give a ball to a kid. Do something else.
And the people who throw the ball back, they know they're going to get kicked out. Mm-hmm. And
Which
so,
is-
like,
it's
why
not worth
are
it.
you getting kicked
Take
out
the
on
souvenir.
purpose?
Yeah, take the souvenir.
And
Enjoy the baseball game.
People can be using those balls for like throwing at fielders and such.
That's why you're not allowed to throw it.
Ryan
very
Rayburn
dangerous.
was out there. Herb might be
dangerous.
chucking a few home run
I
balls
just-
that he
I
had
just-
out there. When Jason Kubel's 21
like,
games with a home run, he's throwing it back at a Kubel.
My thought always, remember when in the NFL when they had the rule against premeditated celebration?
Yeah.
I always argued that the Lambeau leap is a premeditated
agree with
celebration,
that.
right? So yeah, same thing at Wrigley. They're throwing the ball back. You're not supposed to do that. It could hurt somebody.
Well, and to continue taking Wrigley shots, grinder rule number 66, there's nothing lovable about losing. That is just as
There you
clear
go.
as day
There you go.
as it gets there. And the final one we'll talk about, grinder rule number 92, interpretive dance at 101 miles per hour, which fits very well with the White Sox vibe of just throwing hard as shit. A lot of
got some of those
flamethrowers
guys.
in that bullpen.
A lot of Kopech applicable ones on that list.
Yes, absolutely. So that was trivia for the day. Vinny gets the first ever win in the CHGO White Sox trivia contest. Congratulations, Vinnie Duber.
Thank you.
A-plus
We had
job.
we had to break the rules in order to make it happen, but
Yes.
I'll take it.
Way to choke, Herb.
I don't know. That grinder rule thing, that killed me. Golly.
Did you have a favorite one?
No.
Oh, just
No, you hate them all?
When I
Just gonna
hear
forget about him
Grinder,
now.
I think about Darren Erstad. I know that wasn't necessarily that year, but we used to
Erstad.
call him Grinderstead because everybody loved him because he was gritty. I'm going to hit a single and play first base.
If I could absolve somebody for having injuries in their career, it might be Darren Erstad. I would love to see a healthy Darren Erstad.
I think Darren Erstad should have been a punter in the NFL instead of a first baseman for the White Sox.
Why?
He was a good punter. He was at
was he?
Nebraska.
Nebraska Cornhusker, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Cornhusker. He punted.
My bad.
He's their coach. Is he still their coach?
Yeah, I think he's their baseball coach. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out Darren Erstad. We'll put him in Remember Some Guys of our next version of trivia on CHGO White Sox podcast. Got to give a shout out to Vinnie Duber at Vinnie Duber on Twitter. Congratulations for winning your first ever White Sox trivia here on CHGO White Sox podcast. Herb, congrats on choking. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. You had the lead.
Don't at me, guys. Don't at me about this.
Don't at Herb.
And by the way, Grinderstead, that's a Chris Collins thing, not the Northwestern coach, a guy who used to work at the Score.
The other
Chris
guy.
Collins, what's up? What does that say?
Where?
I was looking at the bottom.
Love the logic.
Yeah.
White Sox will win it all. Their last two titles came in 1917 and 2005. 17 plus 5 is 22. So that's very
Well, all right.
conspiracy
All
theory,
right.
tinfoil hat, me yesterday with Michael Conforto. 17
Yeah.
plus 5 equals 22. You're
Yeah.
just looking for, that's like signs stuff.
The movie? Signs?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So you can follow me on Twitter
What a
at
twist.
Sean_W_Anderson. We were produced today by Stephen Nicholas. Fantastic job by Stephen Nicholas. Thank you for everyone participating in the YouTube live chat.
Stephen Nicholas, part of the two first names, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Congrats.
Herb Lawrence is a big fan of that.
You can follow the show at CHGO_White Sox. You can follow CHGO Sports at CHGO_Sports. Thank you to everybody participating in the live chat. And we will be back next Monday with another episode of the CHGO White Sox podcast.